and I watch All About Sport on Cavan TV. So should you.
And welcome to All About Sport on CavanTV.com, coming to you live from our studio at the Cavan Crystal Hotel, Dublin Road, Cavan Town. All About Sport is Ireland's first live web TV sports programme and can be viewed worldwide. So coming up on the show, it was a busy weekend in sport with the Cavan Stages Rally, and we will have some footage coming up later on in the show. Also the opening round of the Senior Football Championship, so all coming up. But first on tonight's show, Run DMC for CF are here to talk to us about some upcoming events, including the Derry City Marathon, the Flora Mini Marathon and the Skoda Cycle for CF. So you're all very welcome to the show. Lorraine, Michael and Noel, thank you very much for joining me on All About Sport. So Lorraine, it's been well, we spoke to you last year at the Skoda Cycle, but give us a little recap for all our viewers about Run DMC. You are the founder and you are the driving force behind this brilliant organisation.
Run DMC stands for Run Dublin City Marathon. This year we're keeping the D, but we're changing the city and we're going Run Derry City Marathon. But Run DMC started 4 years ago when I said that I was going to do a marathon, and I'm the most unathletic person I know. So when I said I was doing a marathon and I put it up on Facebook that anyone wanted to join me, 56 people joined me, and the first year we raised €60,000. Then the second year we said she will do it again, and then the third year it was done. I didn't do it the third year. But in total, Run DMC has raised 114,000 for cystic fibrosis Cavan branch, all the money of which goes in straight into improving facilities in Cavan General. So it was a little idea that came big.
And it's just growing and growing. It's hard to believe it's 4 years ago since we kind of first spoke about this. And you know, you've done so much great work. Obviously, your little daughter has cystic fibrosis, and this was one of your main reasons for getting involved in starting this.
When Mia was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, there was nothing I could do about a cure. I couldn't cure it. I couldn't take it away from her. But when I found out about facilities, I knew that if I, could push that and I could help improve facilities, that was a better way of helping her, or my only way of helping her. So that's how it all just started. It was a very simple thing that started, and it kind of roller coastered.
Yeah. So you've brought some of your I suppose fellow runners along tonight who have kindly, have really helped you along the way in getting involved. But Michael McCabe, we'll come to you first. You're there squashed between the two ladies. Yeah. But this is you're ready to run the Derry City Marathon this weekend, but it's only your second marathon in total that you've ever run in your life. So how did you, decide to get involved, or what was your reasons?
Well, I never really did any long running when I was young. I just played football with Den Football Club. And 3 years ago, we went out, a few of us from work went up to Dublin to run a 10k, and we took part in the 10k, and I ran most of it without stopping. Yeah. So I just said if I put in a bit of effort here, I could run longer distance. So I started going up to Kilgarry Running Club and took it from there, and I took part in my first Dublin City Marathon last October, and now I'm taking in Derry this year, and I hope to do Dublin again.
Congratulations, that's brilliant, it really is.
Cystic fibrosis.
Excellent, all for, for a great charity and for a good cause. For you, what type of training, I mean, obviously you said you'd played sport and played football in the past, so, you were used to, I suppose, high intensity training, but getting back into it, how difficult was that?
It wasn't too bad, no, because you just pick out 2 evenings in the week, and I go up to Kilgarry 2 evenings a week and do a bit of running up there with Peter Walsh, and then you go out in a long run yourself the weekends, or go out with a group of people, depends which way you want to do it. Yeah. So it just builds yourself up bit by bit, and it's a good way of clearing your head. Any frustrations or anything like that. It's a good way, to get away from all the hustle and bustle of life.
Yeah, and is there many people heading up from Run DMC up to Derry at the weekend?
This year there's 14. There's 14 going up to Derry.
Oh, brilliant, yeah.
And it's a lot of, there's only one, our trainer Conor Kelly, he's done Derry 3 or 4 times, so he's kind of telling us the course and he knows it, because obviously it's a different city, it's a different marathon than Dublin. Dublin, you're more in Phoenix Park and you're kind of seeing a lot of trees and more trees and more trees and more trees. Whereas in Derry, it's actually you're seeing a lot of different views the whole way around. It's the Wall City Marathon, so you're watching.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So hopefully that kind of keeps the head, you know, going a bit more, because it is monotonous.
Yeah, because it is, you're saying how many miles?
26.2
miles. So we're not
Miles.
talking, we're talking miles, not kilometres.
Yeah,
Yeah.
42 kilometres.
42.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Noelle, you are also heading off. This is your 3rd marathon. Wow. So, and I remember when you first kind of got involved with Lorraine a number of years ago. But what made you kind of decide that you wanted to kind of get involved with Run DMC and start running marathons?
Well, it's something I always wanted to do, was run a marathon. I have been a runner. I was running like all my life really, and then I kind of had the kids and stopped, and I was getting very unfit. And then Lorraine had seen this up on Facebook. Would anyone want to do a marathon? I thought, this is it.
Yeah, this is your moment.
And do it for a good cause. You know what I mean? So like, don't know if you were just doing it for the sake of it, it wouldn't mean the same. But when you know there's a goal at the end of it to raise money for cystic fibrosis, it gives you that bit of a, you know, extra kick in the backside to do it, really.
Do you have like a goal when you kind of set out to the marathon now this Sunday? Do you want to beat your next year time to finish it
On Sunday.
crawl across the line, or do you want to beat your you know your kind of last time?
Oh, there won't be a hope, because like I'll be majorly hungover. Don't put that in. I'm so bad.
Well, I suppose
Slane on
you're
Saturday.
going.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
going
going to
Slane.
Slane. You've
Yeah.
got a big event
I'm
on
going to
Saturday.
Slane,
You're
and
going to be
then
supporting your
Derry the
son
next day.
At Slane on Saturday. So and then running up to Derry. So you're brilliant. You should be getting a
Madness.
helicopter up there, flying up.
2 medals.
We're all mad, but it kind of helps.
But you know what? You'll be running on adrenaline, I suppose,
Oh yeah,
as well.
yeah,
which
yeah.
is-
No, I'm looking forward to it. I can't
yeah,
wait. actually,
which is
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Now, not only that, you've been getting involved in the marathons, but I'm not sure, was it last year or 2 years ago, you went one step further, and as part of a fundraiser, you shaved your hair for
A year and a half ago.
for CF. Now, that was a really, really brave thing to undertake, especially for a woman. You know, our hair is kind of like, I suppose it's very precious to us. You know, what
Another
made
mad
you
notion.
decide to kind of
Just not bad.
say, I won't just go out with the buckets, or but do something
I
like
went to
that?
text Lorraine and said, yeah, I'm going to shave my head. And I won't tell you what she texts back.
I'm losing business. I'm losing business.
And you were gorgeous, like your hair was really, really long, lovely red.
Do you know what? I
hair.
don't regret a bit of it. Yeah. It's going back.
Yeah, would that say
She
that?
raised a series. She raised over €4,000 for that.
Yeah,
Like, and it was an amazing night. It was a very
It was
emotional night.
night. Yeah.
But Noelle has done so much for cystic fibrosis. You know, anytime you see her out, she's wearing her jackets. Like, she's done a serious amount for cystic fibrosis. And Michael's my friend for years as well. And when you get your friends involved and people come along to help you, it's very emotional. It's very emotional when people help your child.
Yeah,
And
that was lovely.
literally within weeks after doing my shave, I found out my first cousin had her
Yeah.
very first baby, cystic fibrosis. She just literally found out within weeks, you know. So
You
it
just
was like,
never-
yeah,
It's really
it's in the
probably
family
affected
now as
many
well.
families.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And
it was a big
so-
shock, and you know, yeah.
So
Well,
it's
there's
great.
1,200 sufferers of cystic fibrosis in Ireland, and Ireland has the highest rate per head of population in the world.
Why is that?
They say it's to do with we all marry each other, so we're all keeping tight, like, and you know, we're not going abroad now to meet different ones. So it's to do with our small sperm pool is really what they say.
Okay.
But Cavan has the second highest incidence per head of population as well. Like, so you know, you have an area where you have an awful lot of people with cystic fibrosis. You know, and it's such a hard disease. Like, every single day brings something different with a cystic fibrosis patient. We're only out of hospital this evening. We're home for the next 2 weeks doing IV at home. Like, not in a million years. If I was told that 10 years ago, would I think I would be doing that? But you have to take, you know, every day is hard, but you have to take it lightheartedly. More than this marathon. This marathon is going to be so hard. But sure, we'll do it and we'll laugh about it.
Yeah.
You know, we're not none of us take each other serious, and we don't take this serious either. What's the point? None of us are going to win it, so just go out.
I
and
mean,
do it.
you go through so many emotions in it, don't
Yeah.
you?
Oh,
You
yeah,
laugh,
so
you
many.
cry, you think you're never going to finish it.
Yeah.
But do you know what? People on the sideline keep you going.
Keep you going the whole
Yeah.
time.
Keep you
Yeah,
going.
it is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, it's such a challenge. And how is Mia doing? She is a very vibrant, she's a beautiful,
mad like a
gorgeous
mother.
girl and great personality. Met her recently
Yeah.
and she's full of life and she's just a regular little girl,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
enjoying life. But how does this affect her like every day?
Well, every day Mia would have to get up early now. She'd have to get up 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours before she goes to school. She would start her day off by sitting in a nebulizer for anything up from, at the minute now, it'll be up in an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. But she'll sit in a nebulizer and then
And
she'll,
that's to like, so it's to,
yeah, where we produce phlegm, where CFs produce mucus, and that mucus sticks to every organ. So they have to lift that mucus every morning. If they don't, it causes infection. So it has to be lifted.
Yeah.
So what they do is they take nebulizers, and that can be Ventolin, which asthma sufferers have. It can be saline solutions. It can be pulmazine, which is another, lung function. They can have all these different nebulizers and it helps move the mucus, and then they do physio. Mia has physio twice a day to move the mucus so it doesn't stick to any organs. So it's just every day there's so much to do, but I'm not joking yet. You just get so into it, you just pass no heed. Like you've seen Mia, like she's mad in the head, like she's wild out. It doesn't faze Mia, and hopefully that's the way it is for a long, long time to come. That it doesn't faze her, that she just gets on with it, and
this is something she has to live with for the rest of her life.
Yeah, and she's no choice in it, so
Yeah.
there's no point in making a big deal out of something that you don't have a choice in. So,
Yeah.
like at home, like we try, myself and Terry, like we just, CF is just CF, like it's not this big deal.
Yeah.
But the big deal is, for me, is to get facilities sorted, to get everything that, if she is sick, that everything is laid out and it's right for her.
Yeah.
In Ireland, we would be known a few years ago as being third world facilities for people with cystic fibrosis, whereas now that's all changing, and we have, like in Cavan, we're seriously lucky. We have 2 inpatient rooms, which we got 2 years ago, and we had planning permission in the South last week for 2 inpatients in the paediatric ward in Cavan, which we hope to have built by March 16. So like all that's coming, and it's coming very quickly. It's like, how is that happening? But it's happening because people like this have got up with their bums and have come out to help us.
That's
And that's what
incredible.
it's about. Because I don't know if you noticed this, but Cavan, we don't go around with sponsored cards, or we don't go around with buckets for collections. We go out and we do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you were saying,
Yeah.
shaving
Yeah.
your hair off. So, you're not taking we're not saying it's an easy way out with the buckets. I mean, every charity is important and needs the funding, but that was a real, you're really out there doing your fundraisers in other ways.
It's building awareness as well. Like, I think in the last 5 years, like me is diagnosed nearly 6 years now, and I think in the last 5 years, there's been so much awareness about cystic fibrosis. I think if you went into, any building in Cavan and said, what's cystic fibrosis, people would have that little bit more of an idea, and looking at me, they wouldn't be as scared about it.
Exactly, yeah, so it's brought great awareness. Not only do you have the Derry City Marathon coming up this Sunday, but you have the Flora Ladies Mini Marathon. So as part of like Run DMC, you're saying you're dropping what are you dropping?
We're changing Dublin, the D.
To Derry.
From
To Derry.
Dublin, we're changing to Derry, yeah.
Oh, to Derry.
Yeah.
But you do other marathons, like, and you're also working towards the Flora Ladies Mini Marathon. Michael, I presume you're not doing that one, unless you're going to dress
I
up.
can't dress up that day.
For
The
the
day after,
do
the day
it.
after
That's the day after Derry.
Derry.
Yeah.
It's
It's
Monday.
Monday.
Bank
Oh
holiday
yes,
Monday.
okay, right.
Bank
So that's
holiday Monday, yeah.
so you'll have another group.
Will you still be in
involved
Derry?
in it.
There's
Please
a
God.
mum from Cushhill, Sheila Sexton, and she's not Sheila Sexton, Sheila Riley. She has 65 ladies running in it, and another mum from Leitrim, Paula Garvin, she has 45 women running in it. So so they're all out running on Monday for Cystic Fibrosis Cavan branch as well.
Wow,
Yeah.
excellent. And then last year we had the Skoda cycle for CF, and you were saying we're very lucky to get it back again this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be the 8th cycle. So tell us a bit more about that,
Well,
Lorraine.
the Skoda cycle, there was 7 areas in Ireland which had the Skoda cycle. Skoda cycle series is what it's called. And last year we got it to Cavan, but we really got it to test us out, really, to see what we were like, to see could we do it. And they had 3 people from Skoda that came down and done it, and we got it. We got the Skoda cycle, so we have that the 14th of June. Sunday morning at 8 a.m. it starts. There's a 50k, an 80k and 160k. So the 50k is for anybody that just goes out and does it leisurely, and then you go up to the 160 where I would say you have to be a serious cyclist to do that, because it goes up around Glengevlin and up around Quilca Mountain, and so it's quite a tough cycle.
And it was a great success last year, and
Really good success.
I'm sure it'll grow from strength to strength again.
Yeah.
And the scenery is beautiful,
Fantastic.
you know, around the Cavan area.
Fantastic.
So, you know, it's great to see something like that coming to Cavan.
Yeah.
And then we have some photographs of that coming up, and then just after that we'll talk about the Quilca Challenge as well. So we're just going to go to some photographs from the Skoda Cycle for CF from last year. So you can talk us through with special guests there.
With special there on the Irish Paralympic team, those two ladies there, they came to start us off last year. So they did.
So it all started off from the Skoda Girls here.
That's Quilca. There's Noelle there climbing.
Noelle, you're a
This is Quilca, and Quilca is down in Glengevlin. It's Cavan's highest peak. It's 665 metres high, and you know, people are always going from Cavan. They're always going down to the west and down to Kerry to look at scenery. And God knows, if you went down to that Glengevlin area and look around, you'd be amazed. On top of that mountain, you see 5 counties. You have Cavan behind you, you have Fermanagh, you have Leitrim, you have Roscommon, and you have Sligo at the top of Quilca Mountain. And it's unbelievable. It is breathtaking on the top of that mountain. There's the Skoda Cycle last year, and the fella in the middle there is James Smith, who's one of our organisers. He's with the Sheelan Flyers out in Kilnaneck.
Great, we've had him on the show actually not so long ago.
Yeah, great organiser. Great organiser. There's more of the cyclists there. I don't recognise them. That's up in Quilca. So that's the water stop up in Quilca, where they're after climbing 7k on a bike, and just before they go down a decline of 14k, they have a drop of water.
Free wheel down. Good.
And that's them back from doing it. We have great organisers. There's Quilca. There's a view now.
Yeah.
And you're not even up on top of it there. You're only halfway up at that stage. And
There,
that's the very top of it.
That was last year.
That's the summit.
That was last year. Yeah.
You can even see your hair is so much shorter, how much it's growing in a year.
That's the summit.
Ah, God bless us.
That's the scenery.
Isn't it? It's
That's something I've
amazing.
never done. I've never.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable, because before we done Quilca, I would never have been up around that part of the country, and it is unbelievable. There's the dog, and they're drinking. What are they drinking there now? It's not 7-Up, is it?
No.
What's the dog?
It's wine. They're drinking wine.
Hot wine up how way
Yeah, that's Ciara McDonald now from Abbeyset, and they're great supporters of Cystic Fibrosis. Always helping out. There's more on the summit, so you can see how high you are up there. And at the top, there's a kind of a stone part, and then you can just
You put your own stone in on the. That's where.
bring your stone up.
Bring
to
your
it.
stone. Yeah.
That's yourself, Louise, and the two Irish
girls. Yeah,
they've had a great year.
Yeah, they've been
cycling.
very busy. Yeah, they've been keeping
great
it.
year.
And we're back. So we just looked at the Quilca Challenge, and again that was only recently. So
Yeah, we
we
had-
all involved in that this year.
Yeah. We had that. God, I can't even remember. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. But yeah, that was another thing. Like another €5,000 we raised on that day. Like, which is unbelievable. Like, 'cause every bit of money you bring in is another step closer to getting these facilities. Facilities in Cavan General are going to cost the organisation, the Cavan branch, probably 450,000. We might get part of the funding from the National Lottery, but we don't know yet. But like, there's an awful lot of money to be raised. But thank God, over the last few years, we have a lot of money, so we can go to the HSE and we can play ball, like, and we can say we have this money here, let's use it.
Lorraine, where do you find the time to do all of this? You know, when you're like, this started from, from nothing really, an idea, and it's growing and growing and growing. And to say that you've, 2 new rooms coming to Cavan General, and you've had obviously the new unit 2 years ago, it's, it really is remarkable. And for people watching to think that somebody's idea and someone's passion and somebody wanting to do something for their daughter and for other CF, I suppose, sufferers, to kind of be able to go from that to this, it's amazing.
When
be so proud of yourself and your team.
My team, I am. When Mia was diagnosed, it was the Cavan branch that came to me, and they helped me so much, and they're the I always say, I'm only a face. I'm a face behind a great organisation. Like, you have people in the Cavan branch, and they're there 25, 30 years, always going along. And I suppose my influence on Cavan cystic fibrosis was that I know so many people that I was fit to get out there and talk about it more, and then go out and fundraise. Cystic fibrosis would always wait for the people to kind of come to them, whereas I couldn't sit and wait. I had to go out, and that's my effort. But proud. I'm not a very proud person, but I'm serious proud of my friends.
Yeah, which is great.
And we're seriously proud of Lorraine.
But
So hard working.
Michael and Noelle, I mean, I suppose, you know, if you wanted to say a few words about Lorraine and Michael, you know, you're obviously really good friends, and getting involved like this, you know, it's a great thing to do for a friend.
Oh yeah, it's just so great, like, and it's good to be able to do something for somebody that's sick, you know, like, because you don't know yourself, you're lucky how you are, you have healthy children or whatever, your own life, you know, how healthy you are, and if somebody's sick, it's great to be able to help them out, so any way at all possible, you know, and it's good, really, good fun, you know. It's fun.
Noelle, you're being involved in obviously 3 marathons, but the whole side of, you know, you all meet up, do you to kind of train together, or how does it normally work?
Well, this year not so much. I think at the very first year we did, I think, trained. But I think we found that, you know, some people like to train on their own, some people like to train in groups. That's just the way, you know what I mean? Personally, I train on my own now, and sometimes I go with Lorraine because, first of all, like, to get the time to suit everybody doesn't, you know, or I don't want to hold somebody back, or, you know, that sort of way, because I wouldn't be just as fast as anymore. But no, we all do it in our own time. So what we do is that what Conor does is, like, he sends a message out to us all.
Tells us what to do, and then we do
Program.
and then we can
have a program,
meet each other, or we some of us meet up, some of us don't. But like that, like, it's time. You know, to get time that suits everybody, and everybody's busy, like, you know.
So yeah, Conor puts up, right, walkers do 3 hours tonight and whatever, or runners do 21k. So at least we know what we do, and then we do it ourselves. You know, that's the way.
So you've kind of got them kind of tips to say what to do, and
with guidelines, you know, we have
to kind of motivate you.
It's up to ourselves to get up and
so what's next then, Lorraine, for CF? You were saying there's new advances in medicine for CF. Tell us a bit more about that.
Kalydeco was brought in 3 years ago, and it had the Celtic gene of cystic fibrosis. And only recently, only in the last few weeks, there's a new drug out called, let me think, did we write it down? It took me 3 months to remember Kalydeco, or Canby. It's the new one. And the story with it is, the most common gene with cystic fibrosis in Ireland is delta 508, and this drug helps that delta. So that will help people with cystic fibrosis. And all it does is, as I was speaking about, the mucus to produce, it stops the build-up of mucus. So if you stop the build-up of mucus, you're stopping infection. So this new drug will, you know, help others. Now, it's not coming in for children until you can't get it under the age of 12. So the like of Mia doesn't get it for another 6 years. So you're still, you know, people, you know, would say to me, oh, you must be delighted with these new advances. And I'm, you know, of course I'm delighted. I'm delighted for everyone that, you know, they can use it. But you still want just to hear that little bit extra all the time. The less infections a child gets, the better. So you really want something to come down the line for children, so that they can get from birth, you know, up. That it just doesn't start at 12.
Yeah, exactly. If people want to contact the group, how can they do so?
They can find us on Facebook under the Cystic Fibrosis branch, Cystic Fibrosis Cavan on Facebook. They can contact me at any time, Lorraine O'Neill. If that's contact us on Facebook. Facebook, I suppose, is the way everybody's contacting nowadays.
It's just up on your screens there. Well, it was up there a couple of seconds ago. So if people want to find it, they can do so. And if anyone wants to still get involved and wants to get involved in the running group or get involved in doing marathons, just contact you through Facebook.
There's another group doing Tough Mother, which I think is in August. I'm definitely not doing that.
I've said that one.
I'm definitely not doing that.
We should do that
but
one.
no, there's a group. Alan Brady from Cavan has started this group, and he's doing it for cystic fibrosis again. So there's always something.
Yeah.
There's always
I've heard of the
coming
Tough
along.
I'll have to do that one now.
Tough.
Yeah. Do you want to do it, Louise?
Yeah.
Live on
Yeah.
television.
I have to do something. I'm going to have to. But look, and then I know just before we finish up, you've got the Dublin Marathon coming up again in October. So anyone who maybe is thinks right, they need the time.
Yeah, the 26th of October it starts. And if you were training for that, you'd probably want to be starting to train, I would say August, end of July, August, you'd want to start training for that. Yeah. So yeah, anybody that's interested, I'm not guaranteed that I'm going to do another marathon after this one. I've swore I'm never doing another one.
It's a good day's phone. It's a good day's phone, isn't it? It's a great day's phone. Great day's enjoyment.
Yeah, don't give up yet,
No.
Lorraine.
You're young yet.
I know. I'm well.
Yeah,
I do
mother.
need to do a 5K
We're
anyway.
going to tie Louise
One
to
more
a
5K. Yeah. Don't worry, you'll see me there. And when I do it, I'll make sure there's a camera
rock and
beside me
roll.
just to prove that I did it.
Do the rock and roll half marathon.
Oh
That's a good
yeah,
one.
that'd
Yeah.
be great. So, yeah,
I'm
it's
doing
nice
that.
like that.
It's in
Yeah, in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Oh
good.
gosh, right. Okay. Well, look, I'm going to have to leave it at that. But Lorraine, Michael, Noel, thank you very much for coming and speaking to us about CF and about Run DMC and all the marathons that you're going to be taking part in over the coming months. Thank you very much. Brilliant.
Thank you.
So it was great to have wonderful guests on the show. But to finish off tonight's show, we're going to go to some footage from the Cavan Stages motor rally that took place last weekend. If you want to contact me on the show, simply contact drumlinmedia@gmail.com or Facebook me, Louise O'Reilly, or follow me on my Twitter page at Cavan TV Sports. So thank you very much for watching, and it's goodbye from me. Cavan Crystal Hotel provides 4-star accommodation on the edge of Cavan town. Located conveniently on the Dublin Road, just 60 minutes away from Dublin. With 85 beautifully appointed bedrooms and a number of luxurious suites. We offer wedding packages. With our one wedding a day policy, we guarantee to make yours a special day. Enjoy a meal at our award-winning Opus One restaurant, or have a drink in the atrium or residence bars. Feeling energetic? You can work out in Zest Health and Fitness Club, or maybe pamper yourself and visit Utopia Health and Beauty Clinic, or Avita's Hair Salon, both located on site. Situated only 5 minutes from Cavan Town Centre and local amenities. Cavan Crystal Hotel, gateway to Ireland's Lakelands.
Hello! You're very welcome back. I know we finished off the show, but we couldn't let All About Sport finish tonight without saying a big farewell to a great young man who's been working behind the scenes over the past number of months, all the way from Germany. So I'd like everybody in the studio want to say a big thank you and farewell to Florian from Germany. Woo! So we're going to get everybody in on set. So if everybody could come in and stand around here, and we're going to have a little chat with Florian before he departs Cavan TV studios. So we've got it all there. Give a wave to the camera. So we've got everybody. So everybody, the whole backroom crew, everyone is coming out to say a fond farewell. And thank you very much, Florian. Okay. So we've got Dave. And we've got Charlie, and we've got Bernie. Tina's in the back, and we've got Brian Daly here. And now we have Sir Paul Cox.
Hey. Here, Florian.
Now, so we have...
Hold it now.
So this is just a little, just to say thank you very much, Florian, for all your hard work on the auto cue and making sure that everything was running smoothly for my show, All About Sport, and for being great fun and a great character in the back room for everybody. So we really appreciate all your help, and we just wanted to say a big thank you from everybody from Cavan TV. Woo! Thank you, Florian.
You're welcome.
So you can make an Irish wish, Florian.
I don't know what to say. I really thank you to make my work experience here, and yeah, I want to greet my parents. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Here, you can say hello to them up here.
Hello. Can't wave now.
We've been looking after them. Yes. So yeah, make a good wish, and don't wish for what is it? Money or or a woman. He's too young for that.
No, wish for a woman.
Yeah.
Or a rich mother-in-law.
Yeah. You can go and blow them out now. Hey! Florian.
And we're not forgetting Tina, who's working hard to make sure.
Yeah, we still have Tina in the back room, so she's busy on camera. We might get her out here. But Florian, really quickly before we sign off for tonight, tell us, how have you enjoyed your work experience here on Cavan TV?
I really enjoyed it here, and I'm glad to got here. It was, I got told by another exchange student from last year, and she brought me here, and I'm really delighted to be here and could work here.
We loved having you, and you started with us back in October, and you had very, very little English, and it's hard to believe that you've come so far. You're having the banter, you're having the crack here at Cavan TV, and you're chatting away, and you've really, really come so far. So, and you've been doing a great job. So,
thank you.
You've really enjoyed it. He's my right-hand man. What am I going to do without him? He's been my part.
At the ZDF in Germany.
Yes.
This is your man.
Yeah.
He has learned all the tricks of the trade here live on web. So for your German broadcasting, don't forget this gentleman.
Don't forget.
Ventriloquist.
Yeah.
He had his hand up my back.
So we're gonna. So I think that's it, right? Well, Florian, I'm gonna let you actually sign out for us, so you can in German, so you can say that's it from
All about sport. Okay.
All About Sport. Off you go.
Das ist es von Alles über Sport. Ich bin Florian Weimer. Und das ist Luis O'Reilly.
And Florian. Woo! And Florian.
Cavan Crystal Hotel provides 4-star accommodation on the edge of Cavan Town. Located conveniently on the Dublin Road, just 60 minutes away from Dublin. With 85 beautifully appointed bedrooms and a number of luxurious suites. We offer wedding packages. With our one wedding a day policy, we guarantee to make yours a special day. Enjoy a meal at our award-winning Opus One restaurant, or have a drink in the atrium or residence bars. Feeling energetic? You can work out in Zest Health and Fitness Club, or maybe pamper yourself and visit Utopia Health and Beauty Clinic, or Avita's Hair Salon, both located on site. Situated only 5 minutes from Cavan Town Centre and local amenities. Cavan Crystal Hotel, gateway to Ireland's Lakelands.